Hey everyone. This time I decided to do a video rather than just doing like a post in the developer gallery. Decided to put it on my YouTube channel because I got quite a few things done here and I want to kind of show it off more in a video format. So let me just run and while this is loading because the level does generate now and a lot of cool things actually happen now. One of the things is that I finally got the level, the blocks and the tiles working properly. I don't know where I left you guys off with my last post here. Oh, I was doing the NPCs, right? Okay. Well, yeah, I did do a lot. So I've been working on the blocks, the basically just the tiles, tile matching, things like that. Getting all that set up. This is not base. This is more of a test. This looks cool, but this is not what the caves are going to be like. This is literally just Perlin noise that is used to create these shapes, but this is not what the caves are going to look like. But you can see here I have the chunk loading working with the blocks now. It has been a pain in the butt getting to that point. But we're here now. There's still a lot of work to be done with it, but as you can see, for the most part, besides some odd cases, the player is properly being ordered behind and in front of the stuff. So you can see here he's behind it, and then when you walk, he'll pop in front of it as he should be. Finally glad I got that working. There's some UI issues here, but I'm ignoring that because that's not a big deal. You probably saw the shotgun, pretty much the same as before. Does the same old stuff. But yeah, really the big kind of icon of this kind of progress update is going to have to be that the blocks and the level generation, really not level generation, I didn't do anything with level gen, but basically getting the actual blocks loading. Next on my list, I have some more stuff, some more polishing to do with the with this whole stuff. Like, I guess, like, oh, well, you know what? I've been showing this off the whole time. I forgot to mention it. So now I have it so that now when you move the mouse, it follows the camera. And there's a little bit, it's very subtle, but basically the, oh, well, you know, I could just do this. I could show you guys this, actually. Here it is. The whole, I'm using, like, this, the Cinemachine plugin package. Oh, so now you could see the character does actually kind of, there's a little bit of lag to him. I was going to make it bigger, but then it kind of acts weird when you have the camera following the cursor, and the dampening, as it's actually called, when you have them like in combination, they're kind of weird. So I don't really, it's very, very light dampening. Another side note, since in case some of you are wondering, since of the stuff I've been posting on the Discord, I will not be adding the lighting that I was showing off. That was actually just a test project, kind of separate from this one, where I was just testing out that lighting stuff that I discovered. That is still like, the lighting itself is still in beta, and to get it, you actually need a newer version of Unity that is actually within itself still in beta. So I'm not going to download that anytime soon. I don't want to mess things up. Yeah, so eventually, but that's a really great thing. I'm glad that that is finally kind of something I don't have to worry about anymore. I thought that I would have had to have made my own 2D lighting, but now it seems someone at Unity decided to pitch in and finally create 2D lighting, which is awesome. And I do want to have kind of experiment with it in this kind of side tester project that I'm kind of using on the side. And maybe I'll show it, I guess. Heck, you know what? I'll show it. Okay, so you could see here, this is kind of what this was the project, the test project I was working on, and it's really nice. You got quite a bit to work with, even though they're going to add a lot more to it. Let's get rid of this. This is what you saw in the screenshots I was showing. And I am using the Pixel Perfect camera as well. That's another Unity package. So here's what it normally looks like without Pixel Perfect, and then, or wait, is that? No, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I see. All right, it's very subtle, but basically this is without Pixel Perfect, and this is with Pixel Perfect. You don't really see much of a difference. But if I was to rotate it, if I was to rotate the gun, you'd see it's quite different. So there you could see And then if I turn off the Pixel Perfect camera, you can see it looks a lot more sharper because it's using the full resolution of, this viewport. And if I turn it on, it kind of has that more pixelated look. Another thing that is kind of cool is that basically what you can do with these lights is, let's see here. Here's how I had them. So let me go to the scene view. So there's this one, which is basically like the kind of like this kind of fake halo, because you wouldn't want well, not realistically, but you wouldn't really want to have just the spotlight, because then you can't see what's behind you, and maybe you'd want to know what's behind you, even just a little bit. So that's what that second light source is. And one thing that's kind of cool is I actually created like a glow sprite here, where it's white in the middle and it kind of gets yellower and redder out near the end. I just created that in paint.net. And then that works actually very well as a kind of warm light, where it's white near the center and it gets redder and redder near the edge. Kind of like how Minecraft's torches work. If no one ever notices this anymore, but basically, the Minecraft torches at nighttime, you'll notice it kind of has this effect where the light levels that are lower are red and the higher ones are white, kind of like this. That's kind of the pattern that goes on there. So there really isn't colored light in Minecraft. They just kind of go by a certain pattern of colors that change for the different light levels. But anyway, there aren't shadows, but I heard that they're gonna do shadows eventually, which is nice, because I do want to have shadows in the game and things like that. So I can create like a point light, and I can, make it bigger, make it smaller. I can kind of make it, like a spotlight. I can do a spotlight type thing, and then there's another control for kind of making it smoother, things like that. What else? There's this as well. So this kind of is a couple different controls to kind of hone in what you want for your light, and then of course change the color as well. Change whatever you want. Have a strobe light. So we're definitely going to be using this in the game when it's in a, when the software itself, when the lighting and the Unity version and all that stuff is good. I'll be using it because I don't have to make my own now, and that's super exciting, because I was kind of stressing over like, oh great, now I got to make this other. How long is it going to take to make this new lighting system? Well, now I don't have to. I will be doing more work with the level system, and then I'll be kind of moving into back to NPCs. I want to do a lot more with NPCs, getting them moving around, maybe possibly getting them to attack the player, things like that. So yeah, I wanted to do a video about doing kind of a progress update, because I got quite a stuff compiled up, got a lot of stuff that I've been doing, and haven't gotten around to actually be like, okay, am I ready to show off anything? And, is everything good to go? So yeah, one last thing I wanted to say. I wanted to say thank you to Fairly for hitting us up on their YouTube channel. One thing I will say, I haven't said this, I've said this to Mike, to Over 9,000 Nukes a couple times, but I want to get the game to the point where it looks like this, pretty much. This is a concept image. This isn't actually real. This is made in paint.net, basically. So, Mike just put in the everything, kind of composed it, so this wasn't actually made in Unity, but something like this pretty much. And this was before we discovered, or I discovered the 2D lighting, so maybe it would work something like this. I ultimately want to get the game to this kind of point by like August, maybe roughly August, which is awesome. I really want to see some big progress being made, and so thank you, Fairly, for the shout out on your channel. So yeah, I'm really bad with endings, so I'll end it by saying that. Maybe I'll do more videos in the future. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next developer update.